What's up, folks? This is episode number 10 of the Pizzas and Park Hops podcast.
What's up?
I'm Brandon. That's Chris. And tonight we got a super spectacular episode for you. I think that you're going to love. What do you think about it, Chris? Do you think they're going to love it?
They should love it. I love it.
I mean, this is monumental, man.
Yeah, I've been doing a little homework all day on this because this was a tough one. It was tough coming up with a few, but go ahead. You can introduce the episode, and then we'll expand on it a little bit.
Okay. Well, folks, this episode is entitled "The Top 3 Disney Attractions We Would Extreme Makeover." Okay, and so, you've seen that show Extreme Makeover Home Edition and all that. Well, this is kind of the same thing.
Yep, Extreme Makeover Disney Edition.
That's right, the Disney Edition. And what we're doing is we're going to step into the shoes of an Imagineer. Okay?
With unlimited resources and unlimited money. We can do whatever we want.
We're going to spend the billions. And we're going to make Disney great again. Okay. And so I think with this episode, I think that Bob Iger is going to be listening and he's going to really appreciate our input. We aren't small beans. We've made it 10 episodes now.
10 episodes.
That's monumental. Okay.
Double digits.
Double digits. That's right. But just like Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs came back this week and beat the Colts.
Please.
Just because they came back and beat the Colts in OT, we're bringing this specific edition to you. It has nothing to do with football, but everything to do with pizzas and park hops in Disney. We might bring a little pizza in on the madness as well. Okay, you'll see. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get to it. I feel good coming off that win on Sunday. I feel really good about this podcast tonight, and even.
It's nice to have hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to make the playoffs.
I don't know.
It's going to happen now.
I don't know about that.
It's going to happen. So anyway, here we go. Episode number 10. Chris, give us your first pick.
All right, so I'm curious because we haven't shared any of these. Right?
That's right, we haven't.
You have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
So I'm curious to see if we hit at each other. And if we do, I'm curious to see what you would do, if we have the same ride, what I would do, what you would do for changes.
Sure.
All right, so I am going to kick it off. We are going to Hollywood Studios today, okay? And the first thing I am changing is Smuggler's Run, okay? So I am a huge Star Wars fan. I probably mentioned that a few times in the past episodes. So what I'm doing is I'm changing Smuggler's Run. I'm going big time with this, all right? So hear me out. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of it. So in each pod, in each spaceship, when you're in the ride, right? First thing we're doing something like Star Tours. Okay, we are getting rid of the one movie or the one show, all right? And we're making multiple shows. We're making 15 to 20 shows. So just like Star Tours, you don't know which one you're getting when you go in. It's going to be the same thing with Smuggler's Run. We're going to do a different show every time you go in. So you would literally need to ride that thing 15 to 20 times to get a repeat, okay? That's the first thing we're doing, all right? Number two, what we're doing is we're taking out the front two seats, all right? And this is going to be a 4-person ride, all right? Taking out the front two. And what we're doing with those front two is we are putting animatronics of Chewie and Han Solo, and you're riding shotgun behind them. You're not doing any flying and you're not doing any shooting. You're basically in the back seat, just like if you've seen the movies, just where Luke and Leia or C-3PO is in the back. That's what we're doing. We have an animatronic in the front, sort of like on Rise. You know, in Rise, when you're in the moving car, there's like the droid in front of you that's supposed to be steering the ride. You kind of see the back of them. Same thing with this. So you're seeing the back of Han Solo and Chewie. You're along for the ride, and they're making the ride great. It's nice and smooth. They're shooting things. You're basically along for the ride, and just enjoying the show. That's what I'm doing to that ride.
Wow.
What do you think?
Well, they are going to be doing an update to the ride in 2026.
They are.
They are going to have multiple scenes and shows. So it's similar, but Disney's take on it is you're still flying the aircraft.
Great.
It's going to have Mando, all that jazz. But I like what you got going on here. I think that this is that would be a cool change to the ride.
Yeah,
definitely.
I just think I hate it, and we've touched on this before, and a lot of people have said this. It sort of ruins a ride, when you get in there with the little kids and the parents want to have the kids, steer them on the Falcon, and that's all cool and they're having fun and everything like that. But it ruins it for everybody else. You know what I mean? They're just slamming into things back and forth. I mean, me and my son did it when we did it for the first time. They were older, and we couldn't even do it. Like we couldn't. Like when you got two people trying to do the same thing in a different direction, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? They should have one person. If they're gonna have it, they have one person steering the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not have, one person going up and down, the other one going left and right. It just doesn't jive. So it makes it a bumpy ride. It's not very smooth. It's not very fun, in my opinion. That ride has so much potential. From what it could possibly be. From what it is. And there's a reason why. There's a lot of times single rider, forget about it. You can most of the time single riders you're walking on.
Right.
But even so, I mean that's not. Unless the park is really really busy. There's usually not that long of a wait, was 20, 30 minutes usually, typically.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you that, a lot of people was a one and done. I think last trip I didn't even ride it.
Right.
So but I think making those changes would be a huge upgrade to that ride.
Okay. I'm down with any kind of upgrade to that ride. That ride needs some love, to say the least. I think any diehard Star Wars fan feels the same way. That the ride needs a revamp, and what the crazy thing is you got to think this thing's only like 5-6 years old.
Yeah,
and people are like done with it, and so. But then you have other rides that are the same age that have a 2-3 hour wait. Like Rise, Guardians of the Galaxy, rides like that. And so, with, kind of the same time span, let's put it that way. And I think, Disney does need to do something to the ride. They need to have more show scenes. They need to have more interaction, I think, with the ride. If you're going to be flying the Millennium Falcon, it needs to be maybe even one pilot. And that person's controlling everything.
Exactly.
One guy in the middle, controlling everything, and then you got seats behind him. I don't know. That's just a thought too. but then you're still luck of the draw whether or not a little kid's going to be in there. But at least you got a fighting chance,
Right.
of getting some kind of decent result if you did it that way. But I like the idea of the droid, or like a Han Solo or Chewie. I would say even C-3PO would be really cool sitting up there. So even though he's at Star Tours doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with it, man. I
Cool.
think that's a valid theme over right there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep. And so my first one,
Yeah, where you going?
man,
where are we headed?
I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm ripping the Band-Aid off right here and now.
What do you got?
Episode 10, we're not holding back. We're ripping the Band-Aid off. Journey to Imagination.
Ugh. I had a feeling you were going to go there at some point.
Dude, I am ripping that Band-Aid right off.
All right. So what are you doing to this?
No, let's hear me out. I've said this before. I think Figment deserves his own little area in the park. I think that having him as the ambassador of Epcot is a good move. Okay. I think that he's highly attractive as far as, from a even adult to a child perspective. The story of Figment, the allure of Figment is a great character, but I think the ride is terrible. And so what I propose, and I think this IP doesn't get enough love, and that's why I'm proposing it. And that is to rip out the entire inside of the Journey to Imagination ride, and make a trackless ride. Okay. And not like Ratatouille, not like Mickey and Minnie's, but trackless in the fact that, it's got different scenes, different attractions. And I'm going to go with, since you're in Epcot, things are got a little space to it, a little adventure at the same time. I'm going to go with a Wall-E theme. And I think Wall-E doesn't get enough love in the parks right now.
He gets no love.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't get
nothing.
Yeah, right. And I think that that's a IP that a lot of kids and a lot of adults really like. Mm-hmm. And so to do like a Wall-E, like a space theme ride, and it could be like, after apocalypse, kind of like Wall-E is, and, you can have some scenes like that, but you can have some outer space scenes, things like that. Lots of stuff up on the ceiling, up on the walls, flying around. I think it would be a really, really cool attraction. I think it would be neat if, you were following Wall-E through different scenes and things like that. I think that would just be really neat. And I think the kids would love it. I think adults would love it. And, it allows for a new, fresh theme, a new, fresh IP to come into that area and, and really change that dynamic in that area. So, I think that, that building it's kind of a waste that Journey to Imagination's in that beautiful building that it is. Mm-hmm. And I think that, something like Wall-E would really spruce up the place, really bring it a new life. And people are going to be walking over there. They're going to be, you can have a Wall-E meet and greet, which would be really cool, mm-hmm. or an Eevee meet and greet. That would be really neat. You could also do some other Pixar stuff. Like you could also have Wreck-It Ralph in there, but I just think that Wall-E deserves a ride, deserves an attraction at Epcot. And I think that's the perfect place for him.
So what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing with Figment?
So Figment's going to get his own, he'll get his own meet and greet area, kind of like that Mickey and Friends meet and greet area.
So we're not giving him a ride.
No, he's not getting a ride. He's getting the festivals. Okay. Just like he already has. He already has the festivals. So we're just keeping him with the festival themes, and he's going to just kind of recur here, there, and everywhere throughout Epcot, and he's just going to become the mascot that he is already at Epcot, but even more so. So that's what I'm doing there for that first one. Rip the Band-Aid off. I know a lot of people's going to hate me for it, but I think Figment and Journey to Imagination, that whole ride needs to go, and it needs a refresh. So that's why
I don't think many people are going to fight you on that one, to be honest with you.
I don't know, man. There's some cult following of Figment, man. There is a major cult following.
Yeah,
so
that ride's not very good at all.
That ride's terrible.
They definitely just slapped that one together.
I mean, what would your idea be for that thing?
For Journey? I don't know.
I
had a funny feeling you were going to go with that, so I didn't even put any thought to it. I don't have a problem keeping Figment in there and giving him a ride, but I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to think about what to do in there.
I think he deserves the kibosh, man. He needs to go.
I agree.
Just keep him in Epcot as the ambassador. He doesn't need any more than that.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the Festival of the Arts uses them as their icon, for all the logo stuff like that. So,
right.
I'm with you.
Okay, what do you got for your second one?
All right, so I have a few that I was kind of tossing around. So one of them, all right, I'm going to go somewhere else because I've already talked about the other one that I'm already going to do. So I'm doing Space Mountain, okay, for the reasons we've spoken about before. When you get off this ride, it beats you up, man. The cars are small. You're basically getting in and sitting on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough to get into it. It's tough to get out of it. It's tight. Only holds 3 people, holds 6 people to the whole car, but you're basically only riding with 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing I'm doing is I'm putting new cars in, new spaceships in, maybe going 2x2, sort of like a Splash Mountain, Tiana's type of thing. I like the idea of having it non-IP. That's one of the originals like that, but I'm definitely changing it. I'm changing the projections in the inside. I'm making it a little bit more modern. And then the biggest thing that I'm doing is I'm gutting the entire track, and I'm putting a new ride in there. And,
smoother.
Smoother tracks to go with the new cars. Maybe making it a little faster, but making it more smooth, so it's not jerking you around so much, and you don't walk out of there feeling like somebody you got in a fight. So I think changing the projections, new ride system, new track, new cars, doing all that, maybe throwing some newer music around. I think that would definitely spruce that ride up a lot.
Oh yeah.
I think it needs it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think leaving it non-IP is fine. Letting the Tomorrowland vibe, be just the vibe. The space vibe be just the vibe for that, and I think that would just be that would be fine. I think it just needs a redo. And refurbishment, and to make it just a lot better. There's no reason these days that we shouldn't have a smoother roller coaster. That should, there's no reason that people should have to leave that attraction and go see a chiropractor. So
the technology's there. They're just
right.
Again, they're just they're not doing anything about it.
Right.
But I mean, but if you take that roller coaster out, right? You put that roller coaster outside, okay?
Yeah.
Without the Space Mountain, without the darkness, just a regular roller coaster with that ride track and those cars. That's something that you're riding at the state fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
We had something like that in Dino Land. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. Yep. It was the same way. It was the same thing. Rickety old metal roller coaster that doesn't go that fast at all, and it's just jerks you around. So
right.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm gutting the entire inside of that ride, and we're starting from scratch.
Yeah. Man, dude. I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah.
I think it's not that it should happen, it needs to happen for sure. All right. So
where are you going? Where are we going next?
So my next one is another controversial one. And the reason why it is because people love both IPs. Okay. But I think you're going to hear me out. I think this is something that needs to happen. And that is Buzz Lightyear and Space Ranger Spin. So that attraction is getting a refurb right now. We know, okay? But I don't think that IP should be there. Personally, I think Buzz should be in Toy Story Land. Why he's outside of Toy Story Land, don't really know right now, but that's where he should be, okay? And he should have a ride over there. I think Buzz Lightyear deserves a ride. But to take the same type of attraction, okay, and totally do a refurb and make it a Stitch attraction, where it's he's blasting fake aliens or something, something crazy. He's going against the forces of evil.
I like that.
I think that would be cool. It's still a shooter. It's still but you're flying around on his little personal spaceship, and you're knocking out enemy aliens, things like that. I just think it would just be a fun ride and a great theme for that area. Stitch doesn't have any representation except for a meet and greet in the park anymore. And, with this year's, his movie being the highest grossing Disney movie in a few years, I think that that attraction, it just proves that attraction and that IP, it deserves, its credit. It deserves its street cred in that regard. And so I think that if you don't put some proper Stitch attraction in the parks, I think that a lot of people are going to get upset, and I think people's voices will be heard, and I think Stitch is the perfect IP to replace Buzz. Buzz does get an attraction. You do something over in Toy Story Land, maybe take out alien swirling saucers. That ride is terrible. Take out that ride, put some new kind of Buzz Lightyear, cool ride in. And I think the general public would love that, and so what kind of thought do you have on that?
No, I completely agree. I mean, Stitch right now is such a hot IP that they kind of, looking back, I mean, that was the perfect opportunity to switch that over to, to Stitch. They're redoing the cars, they're redoing the guns, they're redoing the scenes, or they're redoing basically the whole ride over. It wouldn't have been too hard to change it over to a Stitch ride,
right?
Like you said. And I mean, I know Buzz, the Buzz Lightyear ride has been there a lot longer than Toy Story Land. You know what I mean? So obviously,
right.
They didn't know when it was going to be done. But I agree. Stitch should have some sort of a ride over there. Ever since they got rid of the alien encounter, and then Stitch's Great Escape and all that.
Right.
But yeah, no, he should have definitely got it. So they kind of missed the mark with that. Yeah, I never even. That's a great idea. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I just Stitch does get a lot of cred over in Tomorrowland, but I think he would get. I just really think that would draw people into that area a lot more than Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, because if you go in the gift shops in Tomorrowland, it's all Stitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Keychains, shirts, plush, everything.
Right.
It's all Stitch in there. So yeah, it would have went well.
Yeah,
they definitely missed the mark with that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think it's. I just think that if they don't do something with Stitch here in the next few years, there's going to be a bit of an outrage. Personally, I really do. I think that people will be a little bit upset, just because he deserves definite real attraction in the parks, not just a meet and greet. So
no, definitely.
Yep. What's your third? We're already to the third.
All right. So my third one. So I got a couple of small ones, and I'm just going to name at the end. I know we were doing three, but I got three honorable mentions, just because they're quick. I'm not going to go too far into it. So my third one is going to be Jungle Cruise. Now, this is going to be controversial. I know, especially with you, because you're a huge Jungle Cruise. So
I'm waiting.
So, and again, I'm going to expand on what we've talked about in the past. So the first thing I am doing, I am pulling out the chainsaws, and we're cutting down the Swiss Family tree, the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. That's going. Cutting it down, chainsaws out, throwing it in the chipper, wheel it down Main Street, get it out, right?
Okay.
And then what we're doing, we're expanding the Jungle Cruise track. We're adding a couple more turns. We're adding another tunnel, okay? The other thing we're doing is we're getting rid of all the old animatronics, and we're modernizing them with new technology, new movements, okay? We're getting rid of them all. We're doing a new story. We're revamping the entire thing, okay? So here's the thing that I know a lot of people like, and again, it's nostalgia and everything like that, but with the skippers with the corny jokes, I'm getting rid of that. I'm waiting for the reaction from you. So we're getting rid of that. We're making this a little bit more of a darker ride.
Oh, right? Man.
We're still having them narrate. They can throw in a couple of one-liners here and there. All right. But we're going a little bit darker. It's a longer ride, more animatronics. We're doing a whole new story.
You had me up.
I knew
up
you
to
were
the corny jokes.
No, I knew you were going to disagree.
Yeah, that one I just feel like you can't touch. I think it's untouchable. And
I know, because it's an original.
I'm going to give it's a walled attraction, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just like the Tiki Room, right? The Tiki Room is an original walled attraction, and I'm never going to get rid of those two. And I think they go hand in hand. The Skipper Canteen is, part of Adventureland. It's that's the heart, changing Jungle Cruise. I was with you with the expansion. I was with you with doing something with the animatronics. I can buy that. I can get into that. Even though the last few years they've done some things with the animatronics that have made them better.
They have. They've done
some of the
bit.
They've done small refurbs, and I actually am very appreciative of the small refurbs, except for Trader Sam's. That really, dude, that seems like kind of like a woke, a woke move on that one. But we'll let them have their woke time there. But anyway, no. I think the jokes stay.
Keeping the corny jokes.
That was a Walt. Yeah, I mean, Walt was he okayed that. You know,
Yeah.
it started out as more of a serious ride, and Walt, he was on there, and this skipper was making some crazy jokes, and at the end of it all, he was like, okay, he was mad at first, but then he was like, wait a second, um, this guy's on to something. The people are laughing, the people are enjoying themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the whole thing. That's you ride Jungle Cruise not for the animatronics, not for the stupid scenes, but you write it for the dad jokes. And I think if you got rid of the dad jokes, I think the appeal to that ride would go way down. So that's just my personal opinion.
Well, right.
Same thing with the Enchanted Tiki Room. You can't. It's almost untouchable. Those two are almost untouchable.
It is,
and the reason
they wouldn't. But this is my world. So no, I know,
right,
I know,
right.
I know they would never ever touch that.
There's literally birds in the Enchanted Tiki Room that Walt touched. That they brought from California that Walt messed with. And I think that's cool. I think stuff like that is amazing. And so I would just highly disagree with you, Chris, and I think Walt would too.
I knew you would. I knew you would. Like I said, I'm refurbing the whole ride. The whole ride would be a
okay.
Ride.
All right.
But I know they would never do it. I know it's an untouchable
we'll see what
ride.
The crowd says.
Yeah, we'll see.
See what the masses say
when they come after me.
Yeah, with pitchforks and torches and.
Hey, this is my world. It's
the bottom of Davy Jones' locker over there.
This is my world, my unlimited funds. I'm doing it my way.
I get it.
All right, so where are we going for your third?
All right, for my third, it's kind of a weaker ride that needs to be completely replaced.
Okay.
And in this ride, I teased my family. I actually teased my family. I was going to say Small World, but I'm not. But the ride that needs to be replaced is Barnstormer. Completely replace that, ride. Now,
so you're not refurbing it.
I'm not refurbing it. I'm tearing the whole thing down.
You're dismantling it.
But I am putting in another roller coaster. Okay. And so part of that, they would have to cut down on some of the track at Tomorrowland Speedway because it's going to reach into that track. Okay. It's going to reach into that area from the back, and that would be a Phineas and Ferb roller coaster. And the reason why I'm bringing up Phineas and Ferb has brought a new, fresh cartoon series to Disney Plus, and people are loving it, right? And I think in some of the earlier ones, Phineas and Ferb was making roller coasters, and I think a Phineas and Ferb roller coaster ride, like they sketched it out, or like they drew it up, I just think that would be really cool. And you bring in that whole area, you put a different vibe. That whole area gets a Disney cartoon vibe, and we're not bringing back Toontown, but we're bringing a Disney cartoon, rides or attractions in that area. Okay. Meet and greets with, Disney Afternoon characters. You got Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers over there. You've got, you could have Darkwing Duck over there. You're going to have all of these cool attractions, all of these cool IPs in the same area. but you're not doing like Toontown. You're doing more of a modern version of the Disney afternoon cartoons.
Mhm.
And I think that the Phineas and Ferb ride is where it needs to happen. That's a very popular IP, and I think that they deserve some love in the parks. They are getting a meet and greet. They do have a meet and greet. They have one at Epcot during most of the year, and they're having the meet and greet at Jollywood Nights.
I was going to say, they're
Right,
Jollywood.
but they're I think we expand that IP. There's a real cult following on that, and but now kids are getting the refresh of that, and they're really loving it. And they brought back the old writers. And that's the thing about it is they brought back the old writer, so it's not different. It's kind of a continuation of what it was before, and so I think they deserve their own attraction. So there you go.
I don't have too much to add with that. I was never, we never really watched it in here. My kids never really got into it, so I didn't watch it a lot. You know what I mean? I've seen it, very, very little bit. I know, it's pretty funny. But yeah, like you said, it's a hot IP. That would go good there. The problem with that is that it is kind of a small footprint, so I think you'd be kind of limited. I mean, you definitely have to expand. We've always talked about, them getting rid of the big top circus in the back there and getting rid of that whole thing. So, if you were to do, completely gut that area and take it all down and, start, you would be able to expand that.
What if you had track going over the walkway through there, track above, and going over into that where the big top, the store is over there. I mean, that would be super cool.
So you're thinking more of a family coaster, sort of like a Slinky type of thing?
Yeah, but it's it's going to be more geared to the younger folks, but I think it's got enough love, got enough adventure, enough thrills for adults to want to ride it.
Okay. Yeah, it's got repeatability. I think that would do well. I think the Barnstormer is, it's been done.
Yeah,
it's time to go.
Yeah, that whole. I mean, I love Goofy, right? Yep. But the whole thing has set sail.
I got you.
It's not attractive anymore.
Okay.
So, we're burning through the time. And
I do got some honorable mentions that I'd like to.
Okay. Let's
really
hear
quick.
some of that. Yeah.
So,
sure.
All right, so I got 3. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but this is what I would love to do.
Okay.
First thing, in the coral reef, after you get out of Nemo, when you go, you're looking at the tank where you can see the scuba divers, you see all the shark tank. I want to see them put an underwater tunnel, sort of like people, if you've been to SeaWorld, where you go through, it's got the people mover in the middle, you just stand up and it moves you through. I would love to see them put an underwater tunnel that goes from, end to end in that tank.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be cool for people, if you're in the coral reef, you're looking out, you're having dinner, you can see the people going in the people mover across the tunnel, across the middle of the tank. That would be one thing I would love to see them do, something like that.
Yeah.
The other thing is, Carousel of Progress, the last scene, that's supposed to be the future, which, most of it is, it's in the past for us at this point. So I'd love to see them redo that entire last scene. As much as I would hate to see that ride go down, and I wouldn't want it to be while I'm there because I always ride it at least a couple times. I love going in there. I love the show. I would love to see them just redo that entire last scene and really go, futuristic, really go, over the top and stuff that, and technology that we don't have yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to see them, jump ahead another 50, 60 years.
You think I think that, with the Walt being added to that here, before too long, animatronic, I think that's going to revamp that ride.
Yeah, and I think once he goes in there, you're going to see a lot of people jumping. I think you're going to see wait times. Wait times are going to go up. But again, carousel, it's a walk on. There's generally never, you never have to wait through an entire show to get back on. You're just generally getting on. As soon as you walk up, you're getting in. You know what I mean, for the most part. But once the Walt animatronic does go in, I think you're going to start seeing some wait times on that ride. I think people are going to go in and want to see it once, and and then then you're going to have, it's going to go back to the the usual the people that normally go in there to see it, to be down to the core crowd again. So that's my carousel, and then the last thing that I want to do. Now, this is my top. One of my top 5 rides in all of Disney is the People Mover. The only change I'm making is I want to slow it down just a little bit. Right now, I think the ride at beginning to end, I think is about 7.5 minutes. Let's extend that to maybe 11 minutes. Let's slow it down a little bit so you can kind of take things in a little bit more. You know what I mean? There's a lot of time, because I take a lot of pictures. A lot of time I'm trying to take a picture of something and you're just like whipping by it. So it's kind of hard to get the picture. So let's slow the cars down a little bit, enjoy it a little bit more, taking the scenery a little bit more, and make it into about 10 or 11 minute ride. That's what I would do to the People Mover.
And I think in the past it was a little slower, and they've sped it up here in the last couple of years. Seems like it's been a lot faster in the last few years.
Yeah, they're probably doing it just for the crowds.
Right. I mean, it gets a crowd, that's for sure.
Yeah, it can.
You would think that ride wouldn't get an attraction, but it does. It gets a lot of love, and I think it's more of a nostalgia thing, But man, I'm down with that.
So those are my 3 honorable mentions that I would do.
Would you do a expansion of that ride? No, think about this. Do an expansion down the side of the hub and back and like, so you go down around where they have the on the back side of the hub where they have like the restaurant and they have like the dessert parties and stuff. Go across the top of that and then back around behind it. I think that would be super cool.
So as a huge People Mover fan, I would say yes. But here's the reason why they would never do that.
I know.
And the reason why is because that would ruin pictures.
Yep.
And it would be in the way of the fireworks. People watching
the fireworks. No. It wouldn't.
If you're coming around the hub?
No, not around the hub. Around down the side of it, okay? And almost to where the ice cream shop and all that is.
Okay.
Where they have the dessert party, they have that restaurant, right? Go across the top of that and then back around the backside of that building, and then through back, connect back over into Tomorrowland. They could totally do it.
Yeah, I'd have to see that. I'd have to look. It seems like it'd be hard to get in there and get out.
I don't think so.
In a tight spot.
No, I don't think so. It goes across the top, so it would not be a restriction, and then people are going to get better pictures of the castle from the People Mover.
Can the People Mover climb?
Why can't it?
I don't think.
Why couldn't it?
I don't think it can.
They could. They can make it climb.
Because it runs on what? It runs on magnetic, right? It's the magnetic.
They can make it climb.
I don't think it can climb the slope.
They could have a portion of chain. You know what I mean?
No,
like
true.
A belt, chain belt.
Yeah, but now they're changing the cars.
No, you're just putting a hook underneath, and pulling.
No problem. Just throw a hook on there. Hook
underneath.
Chain.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, it'll work. It'll work out, man. Hey, we're trying to. I'm trying to expand this thing.
All right.
I'm trying to give you more love. You know.
Right. I got you. I just wanted to slow it down. That's all I want.
I would, if I'm doing an honorable mention, I'm taking out Tomorrowland Speedway, like I've said before,
Oh
and
yeah.
expanding Tron.
Yep.
I'm giving Tron about 200 more feet of track.
Yeah. So I
Gosh,
make it 59 seconds instead of
that's
53.
right. That's right.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, hey, I got an idea here.
What do you got?
So for this, let's talk about a restaurant. Okay.
Restaurant?
Yeah, let's throw a restaurant into the mix, and we haven't prepared for this, guys.
All right.
But let's throw a restaurant into the mix. What what restaurant would you theme over, like tomorrow?
What I theme over.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of restaurants that. So I'm trying to think like a restaurant that's got a great theme or a great idea that we could change. All right, I got one. All right, this is what I'm doing. So we're going back to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
All right. And I am refurbing the Sci-Fi Drive-In Theater. Okay?
Ouch.
All right. So hear me out.
Okay.
So first thing I'm doing is I'm taking out the old movies. I'm retheming it. It's not going to be a 50s anymore, just because let's get real. The 50s it's an older, the clientele is younger. The kids that are going in there, they're not really watching the movie. Again, it's kind of corny. You know what I mean? It's not even like mainstream 50s. It's like really, really, low budget, those monster, black and white monster, movies. So I'm redoing the movie. I'm making it more modern. All right.
Okay.
Let's redo the movie. We're changing the menu. All right. The menu is so limited. I think there's only like 8 things on the menu. I think 5 of them are burgers.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even think they serve chicken fingers in there. I think besides the kids menu,
Yeah.
Let's expand the menu. The best thing on there, the one thing that I always get there are the onion rings. The onion rings are great.
Okay.
But let's expand the menu, make it a little bit better. All right. And we're making more modern movies. You know what I mean? Disney has ABC, and ESPN, and throw snippets of TV shows like ABC TV shows, commercials,
Right.
not really commercials, but you know what I mean? Like make it so it's more watchable. You know what I mean? Because everybody kind of tunes it out and go to a longer. I think the loop is only like maybe 6, 7, 8 minutes on the movie. So if you're eating lunch or dinner there, you're watching the same movie probably 2, 3, 4 times. You know what I mean? As it loops through. So let's modernize that. You know what I mean? And obviously we got to change the name. It can't be 50 sci-fi. So what are we changing it to? I don't know. The Hollywood Drive-In Theater.
That's cool. Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you.
So Hollywood, I love drive-ins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we had one in the same city where I grew up, and we had one. We used to go all the time.
Okay.
There's actually still one here in Mass. It's great.
There's a drive-in not 15 minutes from my house.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We only got one. It's probably about 45 minutes away from us, and it's really good. They do these shows. They do they have like a Margaritaville, like a Jimmy Buffett show. They put a concert up, and if anybody been to a Jimmy Buffett concert before, the tailgating is unreal. I was a big Parrot head. When he was around. I think I've been to like 13 of his shows.
Wow.
So the tailgating is phenomenal at a Buffett show. So what they do is they try to market. They market it the same way, and then they show the concert up in the on the screen. But anyway, going back to that, so the drive-in's cool. I love the idea of the drive-in. Sitting in the cars is cool while you're eating, and it's all dim.
Yeah.
It's all dim and everything like that. But let's modernize the movies and change the menu a little bit. So that would be the one thing that comes off the top of my head. I'm sure if you give me more time, I could probably come up with a few more.
The drive-in at where I live, they show all the modern movies. I mean, current flicks.
Yep.
And there's like 6 screens. And
Oh, really?
yeah, that's
Oh,
legit, man.
wow.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, and you can like, you'll see people. They show two features on each screen a night. Okay, so and then you can switch to whatever the second movie is, at the different screens, and they kind of
Okay.
ping pong, so you're getting the best for your dollar, basically.
Sure.
And it's pretty reasonable too to get in. It's not bad. Like a whole carload of people is probably, I'd say it's less than $40, something like that. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the one I would change, and we're both going to love this, and is Pizzafari. Okay. So Pizzafari, we're keeping the name, we're keeping the theme. Okay. So we're keeping all that, but we're changing the pizza style.
Thank God.
And we're adding wings.
Okay.
So it's going to be like a pizza and wings joint. Okay.
Awesome.
And it's going to be ran by like somebody like Old Chicago or somebody. Do you guys have Old Chicago?
No.
Oh, man. Okay. So Old Chicago is like a chain.
That's
and
a
they
pizza
have,
place?
yeah,
Really?
it's a big chain. Yeah. And they have really, really good pizza and wings. And it's kind of like a sports bar, kind of theme. I think they have like 100 and something beers on tap,
Wow.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Anyway, but it's more of a pizza and wings kind of place.
Yeah.
And but you're catching, you're keeping the vibe of, you're going to do a whole refurb of the interior. You're going to make it more of a sports theme, like a sports bar theme vibe. Maybe
really?
Maybe you could have like a Zootopia. Throw some Zootopia characters in there as like a meet and greet. That would be kind of cool.
So you're gonna throw a sports bar in the middle of Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
Really?
It's more like a sports bar theme, like a sports bar ambiance is what I'm saying. Big screens, things like that.
See, I like the vibe in there, and I like the name. The name is awesome. It goes good with the park.
Yeah,
I just think
Pizzafari pizzas and wings sounds amazing.
No, I get it. No. I'm saying I'm changing the menu. I wouldn't change the vibe or the name.
I'm changing the vibe.
No,
I'm changing the vibe.
I'm leaving the vibe, but the menu. I mean, the pizza is terrible.
They're gonna have beer on tap.
There you go. No, I'm always down for pizza and wings. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big beer fan, but like, I just think that would be kind of cool. Like more like almost like a sports bar kind of ambiance is where I'm going. That you got different screens and things, and maybe you're showing like since Disney owns Nat Geo, you're showing some Nat Geo flicks, some clips and stuff, and
yeah,
I don't know, instead of sports, or you've got like Zootopia doing some kind of sports or something. I just think that would be cool, So yeah, that's what I would do. Change that baby up to more of a that type of vibe. Getting rid of the pizza, man. Getting rid of that trash pizza and bringing some wings in, getting some real pizzas in there,
Does Disney have
like a pub style pizza,
I got you. Does Disney have a sports bar? I'm trying to think. They don't have a sports bar.
Oh, they got Splitsville.
That's not really a sports bar. I mean, not like ESPN Club when they was there on the boardwalk.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. Yeah.
Right. No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, they don't have anything like that anywhere on property.
No, that's why I'm bringing it.
I know. I'm trying to think of all the resorts. If anybody's got.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
The only thing is at Disney Springs, and you got, your kind of your Splitsville.
Yeah.
There's a few places kind of like that, but
not really a sports bar. And you would think they would have something like that at Disney Springs, right?
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
that they would have, but they don't. Not.
They used to have what ESPN Zone or whatever it was called. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
could,
then
man, they can really do something with it.
and then there's nowhere else you can get a good wing.
Right.
Where can you get a good wing on Disney?
The only thing that the only place you can get a good wing is during food and wine, and you're getting it over at
the Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yep. And so
those aren't bad. Those aren't bad.
Yeah. Dude, those garlic parmesan wings that they had, you get like 5 or 6 for like $8. I thought that was pretty reasonable.
It's
park.
For a Disney park.
Yeah, exactly.
They would gouge you. But yeah, no, it's not bad.
Yeah. So that's kind of the vibe I'm going with on that. But otherwise, did you have any pizza this week?
You know what? I've been trying to be good, so I've been cutting a lot of the pizza out. So I've been saving it. But I tend to make my pizzas at home on Sunday nights.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? So that's when I usually try to make a homemade one. But I haven't gone out. I was actually saying that to my son a couple hours ago that I'm going to try to get out this weekend because I haven't been out to a pizza restaurant in I think 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Which for me is a long time. You know.
Yeah.
And I work in the North End in Boston, and we got the best Italian food, the best pizza around, and I've been really holding back, trying to be good. Yeah.
So,
but I haven't had anything. How about you?
Well, if somebody would have tuned into my shorts, they would have seen that I went to this Noble Romans. So Noble Romans is a chain around here. I would say it's mid pizza,
Okay.
But the Noble Romans, you see it in a lot of gas stations around here. But they actually have this craft pizza place, and I tried this one that had like grape, sliced red grapes on it and stuff. And dude, it was actually good. It was actually in Italian sausage, sliced red grapes, 3 kinds of cheese, and then like a honey drizzle. And I just was like, man, I usually don't step out of the meat vibe, okay?
Sausage and grapes.
Yeah, and dude, it was good. It had Munster cheese, so it had like a little bit of a.
Now you completely lost me.
Yeah, dude, it was weird, man. It was a strange pizza because it had like that kind of bitter Munster flavor, right?
Yeah.
But then also the sweetness of grape. Yeah. At the same time, it was different, man. It was definitely a weird pizza. Yeah, it was weird, but it was actually good. I can't. Yeah.
See, I'm a purist when it comes to the pizza toppings.
Yeah,
I don't get into that weird stuff. I would
mainly I'm that way too. Okay,
I wouldn't even remotely think about ordering that.
I did it for the cause.
You did it for research?
I did it for research. I did it to see, if what it's like on the other side, and I'm coming back. I'm coming back to the realest pizza around. But it was weird. I'll tell you, it was a weird pizza. Looking back, I'm like, oh, that was it was pretty mid. But it was different, It's like putting barbecue, it's like getting like barbecue on your pizza. It's kind of weird.
Shouldn't be allowed.
Now there is this one I try, and I'll review it sometime. It's at A-Zip Pizza. And it's a pizza chain around here. There's I don't remember how many locations, but they're across the Midwest, and all the Big Ten schools have one. Which is kind of neat, but so it's a big thing in the Big Ten. And they this guy went to Purdue came up, from here, and he came up with his own pizza place as a project, actually, and it's taken off, and it's a big deal. But they got this one. It's called the West Sider, and it's got barbecue. It's got all kinds of other stuff on there. It's got Grippo's chips crushed up. I don't know if you ever heard of Grippo's chips. It's got Grippo's chips crushed up on it, and it's got ski reduction, which ski is like a soft drink, kind of like Mountain Dew, but better. And so, yeah, it was interesting, man. I'll tell you that. It's good. It's actually good. It's actually a good pizza for barbecue pizza, and I'm not a big barbecue pizza fan at all, but I'll eat it. It's good. So, anyway,
I got you.
I'll have to send you some Grippo's chips and some ski or something, man. You know.
All right, as long as it's not on a pizza, I'll give it a shot.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So we got Thanksgiving coming up. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Well, to be honest with you, so I mean, turkey's turkey. Everybody eats a turkey, right? So my mother makes.
I don't eat.
My mother makes a soup. We call it my family call it the holiday soup, but it's similar to like the Italian wedding soup. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what the wedding soup is?
Yep.
So it's similar to that. But we call it the holiday soup, and that's what I look forward to. I usually have like 2 or 3 bowls of that. It's with the little meatballs in it, and she doesn't use chicken; she uses fowl. So that's like her big thing because fowl is a little. I don't know about in the Midwest; it's a little bit harder to find up here. So she starts looking for it like a month before Thanksgiving because she just has to have it, and so she finds it. She get it and freeze it for when she needs it for the soup.
So what kind of fowl does she use?
What do you mean? What kind of fowl? What do you mean?
What kind? Yeah, what is she using?
Well, it's like a poultry. So I mean,
I know. Like what type? Like duck or goose or what?
No, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just a. I don't know. It's fowl. I don't know what. I don't know. Why is fowl considered? It can be any of those.
Yeah, all those different birds.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not duck.
Huh? It's
not duck.
Weird. Like quail or like pheasant?
No, it's like a brown meat. It's like a brown meat. So it's probably like a. It's not duck, but it's I don't know. To be perfectly honest with you.
Well, to be continued on that portion.
To be continued.
We're going to find out what fowl he's talking about.
All right, I'll have to find out. What she
uses. Yeah, I mean, there's the fowl. There's all different kinds of fowl.
Yeah, but it's just the way she makes it with the broth, and then she adds the dropped egg in it, and then she uses the escarole, to give the greens in it. She
should use quail eggs. Being serious.
Regular eggs.
I'm being serious.
This is an old Italian peasant food. So
that's pretty peasant. It's luxurious now, but it was pretty peasant back in the day.
Yeah.
So
that's mine. How about you?
Okay. Well, I like we eat ham. I eat ham. My family eats turkey.
That's right. I forgot you don't like turkey.
Yeah, but my wife makes some killer green beans.
Okay.
And she's known for her green beans. So that's one of the main dishes. But my mom and my aunt have replicated my grandma's noodles. She makes these like almost like an Amish noodle, but they're homemade. Homemade noodles, and they're, she dries them out overnight and all that jazz, and they're wonderful. Yeah. And so I just love that. That's one of the things I always look forward to is having the noodles.
So how is it served? Like I'm trying to
with like a chicken broth sauce, like a saucy, more of a saucy chicken broth.
Okay, so it's a soup.
No, it's not a
No?
soup. It's more of a, it's just kind of glazed in. The noodles are kind of glazed in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a sauce, more of a sauce than a broth, I guess I should say.
So it's
made with chicken broth.
Okay, so it's on a plate using a fork.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. So that's really good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. To the dessert, my wife makes lemon or butterscotch lush, and it'll make your tongue slap your brains out, man. It's so freaking good.
What's lush?
So it's like it's almost like a pudding and like a graham cracker kind of thing with and it's layered in like a truffle, like a trifle, I guess I should say. And it's got like Cool Whip and stuff like that in the middle. And it's really, really, really good. It's super good.
Yeah, see the Italians really don't go. We don't really go all out for Thanksgiving. For us, it's soup, turkey, a few desserts here and there. We don't really go nuts. We go nuts on Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas Eve. That's where the Italians kick it up. A few notches.
Right.
So we'll talk about that in another month.
Okay.
When it gets closer.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that sounds good. Well, here we are, Chris. Like I said, episode 10. Can't believe that we've made it this far in such a little time, but we have. And like I said, in the past, we've been getting a lot of love, getting a lot of personal comments, from people who like the show. Who's listening and things like that. So I think that's good. Our shorts are getting some good vibes out there. People are loving those. So man, I think we're on the right track here and ready for the next 10. And I think that we're just going to keep this pizza train rolling.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we got some good shows coming up. We got some good ideas coming up. Plus we're going to be looking to bring on some guests, friends of ours, to take part in some of these shows. That it's going to make it real fun. So stay tuned for the shows to come.
Yeah, we wanted to get past this milestone of 10 episodes, to really get our feels out, and we got some people lined up. I think that you're going to like, and some of these themes of these upcoming episodes are going to be good. I'll be in the parks next week. At the end of the week. What's that?
Have you been there before?
Have I been to the parks?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I have a couple times.
What is this shit? Your sixth trip this year?
Don't say anything. Yeah, it really is. Me and my family are going this time. Maybe I'll do some shorts from the parks, or something like that.
Yeah,
we'll see what we come up with. We're always in trying to be inventive around here. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said in the past, comment, subscribe to the podcast. Please tell your friends about us. That's the only way we can make this Pizzas and Park Hops grow. Give us ideas, please. What do you want to hear? What do you want to see? We're up for quite a bit, within reason. Let's put it that way. But I think we can come up with quite a bit of content to keep you guys fueled, and lots of pizza vibes too. So please, like I said, comment, subscribe. Come find us on all the interwebs. And like I said, this is Chris. That's Chris. I'm Brandon. This is Pizzas and Park Hops. We are so excited that you came. Please review, comment, give us bad comments. We like those too. So anyway, Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.